I'd like to welcome everybody to the Town of Southbridge Joint Protections and Persons of Property Subcommittee and Town Council meeting Monday, June 5th, 2023 at 5:30 p.m. Veterans Room. We have a revised agenda for the previous one. We're going to agenda item number 1, call the meeting order. Agenda item number 2, roll call. Shinya.
Here.
Julian.
Yeah.
Montigny.
Here.
Rivas. Absent for now. Lazo present. Moving on to agenda item number 3, review and discuss the town manager's recommendation to reappoint Anna Smith as a landfill monitor for a 1-year term effective July 1, 2023 through June 30th, 2024. State ethics in good standing. Entertain a motion to recommend to town council for confirmation.
So moved.
Second.
The motion by Julian, second by discussion.
Yep.
Go ahead, George.
Landfill monitor, positions from July 1st to June 30th. In the budget, when you presented the budget this year, half her salary was funded, or a third of her salary is funded through Casella money. Casella money runs out in 23. How are we paying for the position? I guess that's twofold. How we're paying for the position, and how can we put a position in place when there's no funding?
Well, I would just start with that. That is a very good question. I think she's an integral part of the inspections department. Her experience and knowledge is certainly been and is a valuable asset to the solid waste program and recycling. That right now I cannot answer. How, because of the Casella money ending out in 23. I'm hoping that it does come out of the general budget to support the position.
Let me just say something, Dan. I was under the impression that because of the Casella money coming to the end, that we were going to have, there was a grant-funded portion of it.
That is true, Council. That is true. Right now, it's multifaceted how the possibilities of paying for the position.
Okay.
And that is one avenue that can take place is with grants. And hoping that if it's not, we'll address it at that point. There has been discussion of an early retirement, to be truthful, and to justify the position. But the economics and the budget side is obviously a challenge, where we're hoping that will be actually resolved.
So if it's the Casella money, she's good through 23. Okay. George?
So she's good from now till at least January.
January, yes, sir.
So from now to January, you have to determine where we're gonna get the money to pay her for the remainder of the year. And if there's no money there to pay her, then the position goes away.
Correct.
Now, I know part of the plan was to utilize her for the trash when we take over the trash. Am I correct?
Yes. Yes.
So in that particular venue, there's good money going to be allocated for a position that could entail her and somebody else. Am I correct?
Well, the job has to be rewritten, as I mentioned earlier.
Okay.
The landfill monitor, there is no landfill
Right.
monitor. I think her job is going to change, and I think Danny has to get together with HR and the manager and reconfigure this if it goes any further. I'm voting in favor of this tonight to get it to the next step, and then after, I think Danny, who has only been here a short time, needs to probably have some time to reconfigure this, what the job does. That's all I'm saying. And I think at that point there, you're gonna solve all of his questions, how it would be funded at that
And that is
point.
contingent. If there is no funding, there is no.
There is no position.
So could I suggest that you come back to us in November to let us know where it stands? So some type of plan can be put in place?
Absolutely, I can do that.
And I would assume, again, I'm not sure how Casella pays, but we may get the money July 1st for the whole year, till the end of June.
Yes.
I don't know how they pay.
I don't either.
So maybe that's something you could find out also. And
Julian? Oh, sorry,
I'll go with it.
Julian?
So Through you, with the landfill being capped and everything right now, with dates up there, is she still keeping track of everything that's going on up there?
Yes, with post-closure testing landfill and all regulations associated with that.
And when is that project supposed to be done?
24?
Okay, thank you.
Any other discussion? None, all those in favor? Opposed, unanimous? Moving on to agenda item number 4, review, discuss the Inspections Department request to purchase a recycling dividends program, RDP, grant for the FY24. Entertain a motion to recommend the town council approve pursuing a RDP grant and to designate the town manager signatory of the RDP grant agreement.
So moved.
Second.
There's a motion second. Discussion.
What is this kind of grant?
Danny?
Well, this grant is awarded, the cumulative is 38,500, which is broken down to approximately $8,800 per year. Main goal is for reduction in reuse and recycling. It has been used, particularly, and most notably right now, a trash and recycling kiosk at the newly renovated World Memorial Park, but generally speaking, the majority of it is used for hazardous waste take back, electronic and tires take back, and now we're incorporating more mattresses take back. It entails very specific spending. There's really no flexibility that we can use. It's we have to fulfill the parameters of this grant, but essentially that's what it's for. Certainly, we have the rain barrels, home composters that we sell $25, so it's subsidized. The actual cost range from $80 to $65, so it offsets those to make it more affordable to the residents. So things of that nature, and it's good.
How much was it for?
The total was $38,500. Last year was $8,800. This year, presume it's $8,800. So if you break that down, it's 5 years, give or take. But that's what we're really counting on that money for all intents and purposes to be used for those initiatives.
Any other discussion? If none, all those in favor? Opposed? Unanimous of all present. Moving on to agenda item number 5, I'll entertain a substitute motion that states to discuss the reappointment of Alan Jeske of Southbridge as a constable for a 3-year term effective July 1st, 2023 through June 30th, 2026, and entertain a motion to recommend to full council for the confirmation.
Make a motion.
So,
It's a substitute motion to put this in place.
second.
There's a second. Discussion. Everybody understand it? What happened? All those in favor? Opposed? Unanimous of all present. Moving on to agenda item number 6, review and discuss the chief, police chief's recommendation to appoint Tony Theodos as a traffic constable for 3-year term, effective immediately through June 30th, 2026, and entertain a motion to submit to town council for confirmation.
So moved.
Motion by Montague, seconded by Julian. Chief?
Just quickly through you, Mr. Chair, again, the history that most of the members here know, we like to maintain about 30 constables. We're down to 27 now. They seem to be they're coming and going pretty quickly because we now have requirements in place that they have to work so many hours. They also have to have some kind of public safety experience. So if these 3 are approved tonight, it would get us back to 30. The gentleman here, Mr. Theodos, he's born and raised in Southbridge. He now lives in a neighboring community. He worked as an auxiliary for us for over 10 years. He worked with Verizon for more than 20 years. I think he'd be a great candidate to be a constable. He's available because he's not going to be working at Verizon soon. That's one of the things that we're trying to do is get people that are available to actually work these details, and I highly recommend it.
Discussion? No discussion, all in favor? Opposed? Unanimous of all present. Moving on to agenda item number 7, review and discuss police chief's recommendation to appoint Candido Diaz Jr. as a special traffic constable for a 3-year term effective immediately through June 30th, 2026, and entertain a motion to submit to council for confirmation.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion by Shane, seconded by Montigny. Chief?
Mr. Diaz was a probation officer in our district for more than 28 years. He spent a lot of time in Southbridge in the field working with even me when I was a patrol guide. Again, he's very familiar with our community. He's bilingual. He's highly qualified. He'll be readily available to work, and I highly recommend him.
Discussion? No discussion, all those in favor? Opposed? Unanimous vote present. Moving on to 8. Review and discuss the police chief's recommendation to reappoint Rafael Ortiz as a special traffic constable for 3-year term, effective immediately through June 30th, 2026, and entertain a motion to submit to town council for confirmation.
So moved.
Second.
Montigny, the motion. Julian, the second. Chief?
And again, Mr. Ortiz, he was a corrections officer in another state many years ago. He was also for the last 28 years in probation and parole in the field, working in our community. Many of our officers have worked with Mr. Ortiz, and I highly recommend him.
Discussion?
Just a correction, you said reappoint. This is just appoint.
It'd be initial appointment, yes.
Yep.
Sorry.
Any other questions?
Chief, is he employed or still as a employee for the courts?
Both are leaving the court system.
Okay.
They're at retirement age.
All right.
They'll be available.
Any further discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Unanimous. Moving on to agenda item number 9. Review and discuss the police department transfer request for $12,400 from account 001210-511000 salaries and wages to the account of 00121051500 holiday to cover the additional cost for holiday coverage for the remainder of the fiscal year, and entertain a motion to recommend the council for the approval of the transfer.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Chief?
And quickly, through you, Mr. Chair, I can only do this again because of the savings that I have, not savings, but the money I have available in our salary account, because we've been short-staffed for many, many months, and you've all heard me say this before. This is all due to staffing on holidays. I don't know how many people are gonna need work, and I don't know what the issues are gonna be. We don't know how many employees we're gonna have overall that we have to pay holidays, and every year it seems like I have to come and do a transfer to the holiday account. Regardless of what I budget for during the budget season, I can't forecast how many people are gonna be working, especially super holidays or extremely busy holidays like the night before Thanksgiving, New Year's Eve, things like that.
Shinya?
Chief, is this account in the negative right now?
It is not, but if I look at who we have working full-time that gets the holiday for the next 2 holidays,
But we have no holidays left. Oh, we do, we got one.
Juneteenth and then
Memorial Day.
Memorial Day we have to pay.
Oh, so Memorial
So there's
Day-
2 left, yeah.
alright.
So this number here, this 12,400 would get us to, it'd almost be zeroed out by the end, but we could pay everybody the next 2 holidays.
So
There's only
it's-
2 left.
it's for Memorial Day?
Memorial Day just passed and then
and for
Juneteenth.
Juneteenth.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any discussion?
You just said we're being understaffed. With everybody you have in the academy, it's gonna bring you up the right number again, right?
If through you as the chair, if they come out of if they graduate the academy, and that's an if, right? We don't know what's gonna happen, it's a
Right.
long way away.
Yep.
There'd be 3 more coming out of the academy, we'd be at 39, correct?
Okay.
But I have people now getting ready to transition to the state police. And again, we're not the only people, that half their academy class quit on day 1, so now they're doing another academy class.
Okay.
And some of my people are on that eligible list, so. It's not just Southbridge, it's
How
tough
many
to recruit
spots do you
people.
actually have funded in your total
I have
department?
39 budgeted, and we have the 40th that I'm authorized to move forward. So I'm trying to move forward now to backfill people that I anticipate leaving for the state.
So you're already, sorry,
Okay.
No, go ahead.
so you're already looking for another candidate?
It's happening as we speak, and once it gets to the level it needs to go to council, it will.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
I guess what I don't understand a little bit is the beginning of the budget year, you know how many holidays you have and how many offices you work in. How can you be short in those 2 accounts? Is it because of new people or?
Yeah, if I could, Mr. Chair, when we do a budget, I base it on what we have working at the time, because I don't want to come in and ask for an astronomical amount of money for holiday coverage. So if I have 34 people working, say at that time, that's what we budget the 12 holidays now? It used to be 11, now it's 12. The 12 holidays through, but now if I have 39 working, I have to cover 39 people for Memorial Day and for Juneteenth. But back when we were budgeting last year in January, February, I'm guessing at the number, but 34, 35 people is likely what I budgeted for. and we ended up hiring. So we're back, I'm not budgeting for a full 39 people working, and they all get different rates too, depending on the hourly wage. So if we had a transfer come in, I'd have to pay them at a max patrolman, rather than a recruit who's a lot less money. That's why I'm always kind of off every year on a holiday.
Plus those promotions.
And promotions make more money on
So
holidays.
you're not basing your salary account, your holiday account, on 39 positions, you're basing it on what you have working at the time?
Yeah, and correct, because I couldn't base it on positions because everybody's making a different rate.
Correct. Okay.
Any further discussion? Excuse me.
I was just gonna ask the same question, if you have, we did a budget for 39, actually 41, I think,
No, 39.
39 positions, so why would you not know that you needed 39 holiday pays?
Because if I do 39 holiday pays, a recruit will make, I'm not gonna guess numbers, about 75% less than say I would on a holiday. Or if we hire a lateral or senior patrolman even, if he's got 10 years in the job and he comes over here, we have to pay him the max holiday rate. So the numbers are always gonna be, again, between 10 and 15,000 off, because we have so many people coming and going. It's honestly, it's turning into a revolving door right now. We're
The
trying
thing
to-
is that the hard part of budgeting it is the status of which officer is working the holiday.
And then another issue would be, per the collective bargaining agreement, they're called super holidays. So you have Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's. And depending on what's going on in the world, in policing, how many people do we have to have working? If we staff a shift heavy on a holiday, it's gonna cost me a lot more money than it would if we had a bare minimum holiday. Like on a Christmas, for example, historically, that is not a really busy holiday. So we might be able to run with a skeleton crew, but on a bigger holiday, Thanksgiving, or the night before, or especially New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, sometimes those holidays are a little bit heavier. Or we have one major incident, which we did a couple of years ago on Christmas, people coming in and getting paid that super holiday rate because of an incident that we had, and that's 5 or 6 people working one shift. It escalates pretty quickly. It can cost us $5,000 for a holiday.
But you do budget for 39 salary, correct?
Yes, and that's why every year with salary, when we could come, and you gotta remember, and I know we've all talked about this many times, forgive me, but we never had to, we would always do transfers. I have, ever since I've been the chief, and I know Chief Charette did prior to me, based on the salary account, because we're never ever fully staffed. I don't think we've ever been fully staffed since I started here. So there's always money in that 5110 salary account, so I can move it when needed, like now, rather than going to the council during the budget season and saying, hey, I wanna be really safe with holidays, so instead of 154,000, can you put 200,000 in there? I leave it minimum as a 0% increase, and then I come back in June, as you'll see several things coming up here, and I ask for the money out of that 5110, because we're never adequately staffed. I hope we get there, if in September, when these kids graduate, and maybe something will happen with the state class, maybe we'll stay at 39, and next year this won't be a
But I
problem.
can see where it can swing if the Bartlett game's home.
That's another
There's
issue.
more coverage in it when it's
Yeah.
away, so
Right.
it's like dealing with Joe 1 or
So
3.
it's- yeah.
Got it. Any other questions? All those in favor? Opposed? Unanimous as well, present. Moving on to agenda item number 10, review and discuss police department transfer request for $800 from account 001210-511-000 salary and wages to account number 001210-527100 gear uniforms to cover the cost associated with the purchasing the required equipment for candidates who are currently attending police academy, and entertain a motion to recommend the council for approval of the transfer.
So second.
There's a motion by Julian, seconded by Montigny. Chief?
So if I could, through you, Mr. Chair, again, we had candidates' offices recently transfer to another agency, and this is offices that we didn't expect that we were gonna have to hire, so there was not enough money in those gear and uniforms account to get them to the police academy. Because I didn't anticipate hiring additional officers to replace the 2 that left.
Discussion. No discussion, all those in favor? Opposed? Unanimous, all present. Moving on to agenda item number 11. Review and discuss police department transfer request of $6,000 from account 001210-511-000 salaries and wages to account 001210-548000 motor vehicles parts and accessories to purchase an adequate supply of police issued tires Our vehicle fleet continues to have the available pursuit rated tires and entertain a motion to recommend to the council for the approval of transfer. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
And again, Mr. Chair, this, during the budget season, I could come in and ask for a lot more money for motor vehicle parts and accessories, but I don't. I choose to come now, and if I have money in salary, I will move the money to buy police-rated tires. This just, every year I come and ask this or I come forward to the PPP and request money be moved, because I'm confident that I'll have money available in other accounts, so I can come in with a zero-based increase in motor vehicle parts and accessories during every budget season in January, rather than coming forward and telling you, yeah, we're gonna need 6,000 more, because I don't know the exact number in tires we're gonna need. I mean, we're a police department, we're operating 24/7. There's certain type of tires that we use, certain rated that you need, and they're very expensive, so I don't wanna come in and tell you I need 30 grand, 20,000. But right now, this 6,000 will get us through the next fiscal year without me having to come forward for any more money for
Is
tires.
this replacement for tires now?
Yes, this is replacement, this is also to keep in stock blowouts, other issues, flat tires, tires that can't be repaired, so I don't have to keep going back to the dealer. We'll have tires in stock at our facility, ready to go. If something happens in the middle of the night, tire gets changed the next day by the mechanic, immediately without having to go out.
Do you make an allowance in your budget from last year?
Yes, every year we have a certain amount in the motor vehicle parts and accessory account. And if at the end of the year I have money in salary account, what I do is I come forward, I check with the mechanic, what do we need for tires? Do we need anything else? And that's, I just come forward and put it in now rather than do it at the beginning of the year. If you want, I'll do it in the January season, and but I'm ballparking.
I just think that a lot of the councilors, nothing to do with any particular department, but there's this end of the year spending spree that a lot of councilors would like to stop and say, we understand that something like an overtime account or something that's unforeseeable, we understand is gonna come forward. We can always take it out of another account. But things like this, we should have a pulse on it. And we should know, even in the worst of times, that we padded a little bit for tires. It's like sand and salt and DPW. It's hard to predict, depends on the weather. But the thing is, we want to try and get, I think that in the upcoming year, the budget at the end of the year spending spree, what we call spending spree, is something like, we're going to take it out of a salary account and buy something where, that should go back into free cash, and then free cash should be certified for our bonding, and then the rest goes back to levying taxes. That's the way it used to be done. But a few years ago, they had a different manager, different councils, and all of a sudden there's this automatic at the end of the year, I got it in my budget, I should spend it. This year, we're gonna go through this. Next year, we're gonna bring it up for discussion before we start the budget. Because I really think things like tires should automatically be in your budget for the year. Unless you have some major league blowouts, should we ever see you come back and ask for a tire. If there's little capital items, like I noticed there's gonna be some chairs we're gonna be working on, we should have that in the budget at the beginning of the year. It shouldn't be at the end of the year, I just wanna buy this.
Yep.
It's kinda like the drone and the forklift, and we've had numerous things with different departments. Not saying it was allowed, it wasn't illegal, that's fine. I just think we're gonna have a different concept next year as far as how we're gonna work the budget. Marquetti?
So, through you, so correct me if I'm wrong. What would happen if you made the transfer in the next budget? So in other words, it's rather than this transferring it, next budget, you're correct me.
You mean after July 1st buy the tires? Then we'd be short $6,000 in motor vehicle parts and accessories in about 4 or 5 months into the budget cycle. I'd have to come forward.
No, I'm not saying spending, I'm saying you transfer it at the next budget. Would that be feasible, or you could correct me if I'm wrong, I'm just saying, why not wait until the next budget season and then
Yep.
make the transfer, and then that way the money goes back into the general funds, and now you're correcting the budget.
We could, through you, Mr. Chair, we could certainly do that, but I can't predict how much money I'm gonna have remaining for the fiscal year, which is why I come in June, because I know right now who we have working, what we have working, not a lot, knock on wood, is gonna change hopefully between now and June 30th. If we did that prematurely, I might run lower another in the account.
And salary.
Yeah, and salary especially, because right now we have 39 people. so-
But I understand the salary swing.
Yeah,
I'm talking about equipment, like tires.
yeah.
We should know, your mechanic should know how many tires a year he uses. Throw an extra 10 tires on in the budget, and you'll have enough.
I will do that, yeah.
And any surplus that you have can be run into the following year.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If we have 10 extra tires, we can go, I mean, I hate to make it sound so simple, but I think we need to get some sort of
Yeah.
transfer back at the end of the year. We drain all accounts back. Good.
For me, spending the money with only 3 weeks left of the budget, they have little same kind of concerns of it. And I understand what you're saying. So maybe next year, as we get off early on in the season, you come to council and ask, listen, this is what, we need to change what I have in tire account to include $6,000, say, or whatever it might need, so you wouldn't end up with this. You
I
could
just-
still end up with it no matter what, because of the amount of usage that you get out of a vehicle.
I didn't want to prolong this discussion for everybody to repeat it, me and him and then her and then. For me, I just want to say, coming up next year, I think we all have to collectively look at it differently.
Right.
We understand what an emergency appropriation is, not like we can't do that. There's 100 ways to do it. I just, we just want to try and get a grip on what we're doing. I'd rather see a pure budget where if there's 36 tires a year, it's 36 tires a year. And then the mechanic should obviously have an inventory of what was the worst year we had with tires. And if it was 38, then let's always make it 38, bump it over. Chief?
I'll just be quick. Obviously, you brought up the chairs. I'll bring it up again. The chairs last year, obviously, there was some issues with those, and I totally get that. But when I brought my budget to Mr. McCall last year for this 23 budget, I says I want to increase that office line item to get me 6 chairs each year as we move forward. He goes, leave it there, go to the end of the year. So I think that's where we are today.
And I get it.
Yeah.
But listen to what I'm saying.
I get it.
Bye-bye McCall, and I'm glad. And I think we're going forward, we're gonna have a little change on how we do business. It's gonna be a lot different next year than it is for the past 6. Thank you. Now, we're gonna move on with
Vote on it.
any other discussion. All those in favor? Opposed? Unanimous, all present. Moving on to agenda item number 12. Review and discuss the police department transfer request of $7,600 from account 001210511000 salary and wages to account 001210530000 specialized services to cover the cost associated with the upgrade to the computer software in our communication center, and entertain a motion to recommend the council approval for the transfer.
So moved. Second.
Motion by Julian, second, Chief?
Now, Mr. Chair, and this wouldn't necessarily be similar to what the tire situation is. This was, I'm happy the resident radio experts here, and if I'm wrong, please correct me, Chief Norman, as you're looking down the way. The computer system, the server that operates the radios, it crashed, and our radio technician came in and said that he'll put a Band-Aid on it now, but we really need to upgrade the system, and that's what this cost is for. So I could not have known this, or I would have budgeted for it. The computer system is relatively new. I didn't realize that the technology, I did realize it, but it seems kind of crazy that it already needs to be replaced. But that's what we're being told by the radio person from DNR, and he controls all the radio systems in our community, and that's what he's saying we need, so that's why I'm asking for this now.
Any other discussion? Oh,
I thought we just replaced the system.
No, through you, Mr. Chair, we are spending an enormous amount of money on radios and communications. This is for the desktop computers that operate the radios for the community, police and fire, and software for that. It's not what, I know the fire chiefs get a lot of pretty big projects going on. This has nothing to do with that.
Because what we replaced something on there. I thought it was an IT software or something.
If I could, Mr. Chair, that was the server for the police department after we were hacked.
Right.
That's the main server for the whole building. That's not this. This operates the radios. You're right with it, but it was a server. It was $20,000.
So wouldn't this be considered an emergency appropriation?
it can be taken care of, again,
If I could,
I have no problem taking care. I'm willing, look, I want to approve these things this year, get through this year, and then let's sit down and talk about how we do business next year. This is one that you can't help it. This is unpredictable. This is one of those, yeah, I get it. There was some that I don't get. That's why later we'll do that. I didn't want to debate the budget process here tonight. I wanted to take care of the business, and then after next year, going into next budget, I'd like to sit down and maybe expand a little more on how we handle it. Any other discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Unanimous of all present. Moving on to 13, review and discuss the police department transfer of $3,000 from account 001210-511000 salaries and wages to account 001210546000 building grounds to cover the cost of associated with the purchasing of a storage trailer, and entertain a motion to recommend to town council the approval of transfer.
So, second.
This is one of those ones I think should be in the budget, but
Yeah, I got
go
you.
ahead, chief.
So, Mr. Chair, I will say, you know, you can say that, I don't agree with it because this is an accreditation issue. We have to have certain, and I've got a lieutenant now devoting a lot of time to our accreditation process, and they require certain things at the firing range. They require where our ammunition's stored, where like our steel is stored that we shoot at. Everything has to be kind of sound separated, and it's getting to the point where it's pretty crazy, but we are gonna become an accredited police department. These are standards we have to meet. So as we go forward, you'll see there's some other things on here too, and even next year, we're talking the initial budget stage. This is needed. We can wait, but I won't become an accredited department until we do this. So I'd rather do it now. We have money and salary. And again, next budget season, we'll sit and we'll revisit how we do business. I'm fine.
I mean, I think the council has been behind the whole idea of the accreditation from the cameras to equipment, various stuff that we're doing. I think we're in step with you on that. How we get there, we might have a little discussion
Yeah,
next year.
of course.
Any other discussion? If not, all those in favor? Opposed? Unanimous of all present? Okay, we're gonna lose my place here.
14.
Moving on to 14, review and discuss police department transfer request for $12,000 from account 001210511000 salaries and wages to account 001210-550300 safety patrol supplies to cover the cost associated with purchasing 5 public safety rated portable radios. Entertain a motion to recommend to the town council the approval.
So, second.
Want to need a motion? Julian, go ahead, chief.
No, I will say this, Mr. Chair, this council's been very good to the police department in this respect with the portable radios. We used to have radios that were not even fit for public safety. This council approved. No, I get it, but no, this council back in 2019, June of 2019, approved $30,000 for us to move towards portable radios. They're actually public safety approved. Then in May, the following year, 2020, the council approved more, another $16,000 in radios. This is an issue we'll talk again about business going forward, but as of for right now, this essentially is going to replace radios that are broken, dropped in the water, in the woods, in the field, and we just replacing parts. New recruits coming in and get new radios. I mean, they're very durable radios, they're very expensive, but this is going to be kind of what we'll build towards every year, asking for during the initial budget cycle, for capital or any other reason.
Are these the same kind of radios that the fire department uses?
Similar, but they're much, well, go ahead, Paul, you can.
So through the chair, the radios the police department use are 16 channel capable radios, but they can be programmed for multiple frequencies. Ours are very similar to what they have.
And I thought I was reading some past memo that the fire department radios are like much higher.
Some of the officer radios that we've received over the last couple of years are multi-band radios. They're 3 different frequencies, so we can talk to Connecticut, they can talk to us, back and forth.
Okay.
Ours is just a single band. The
Understand.
3-band ones are about $9,000 each.
Right, because that's what you reported.
That's what we got.
Right, okay.
Any further discussion? Julian?
Are we still, sorry, are we, I'm not there anymore. Are you still doing the radio bank in the back room, or does each officer have a radio designated to them now?
Every officer through you, Mr. Chair, every officer has a radio assigned to them because we find that they last much longer when it's your property and you own it.
That's what I was
So,
asking.
yeah.
I thought we purchased radios through ARPA.
No, we did not, and if I'm wrong, that was for a radio tower and some other things, correct? Not portable radios on your belt.
I'll keep it quick. Mobile radios, tower at the police station, no portable radios that are part of that program.
Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor? Opposed? Unanimous of all present. Moving on to 15, review and discuss police department transfer request of $5,400 from account 511000, salaries and wages, to the account 001210558200, prisoner maintenance to cover the costs associated with purchases of an audio microphone system for the cell block. And entertain a motion to recommend to town council the approval of the transfer.
So moved.
Second.
Montague and Julian on the second. Chief?
And again, I would say this would not be under the spending spree. I would say that I was just told by our accreditation manager that we now need to have sound, voice, where we can communicate back and forth with prisoners. And I almost fell out of my chair when I was told that. And that's what we need now to become an accredited police department. So here we are now. I got a quote from a company to do the work. It needs to be done ASAP. And we weren't aware of that. We did the dispatch project several years ago. I wish I would have known it then because we would have put it into but we weren't accredited then. We weren't working towards that, so.
Any further discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Unanimous. Moving on to agenda item number 16, review and discuss a donation of $10,000 from the Fraternal Order of Eagles to purchase new automated external defibrillators, AEDs, and obtain a motion to vote to recommend to council to accept the donation.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Montague, second by Julian.
And Mr. Chair, this is an easy one. I went down and met with them on Memorial Day. They are outstanding. And they wanted to donate $10,000 so we can put new AEDs in all of our, or several of our police cars. So,
Pretty straightforward. Any discussion? Does anybody not want to take? All those in favor? Opposed? Unanimous, vote present.
Can we put one on you?
Yeah. Number 17, review and discuss the fire, thank you, Chief.
thank you.
Thanks, Chief.
Review and discuss the fire department transfer request of $10,410 from a fund number 0842. Okay, wait a minute. Number 0842, account 842960596300, capital stabilization fund, to account number 400220058300-64633, new ambulance related equipment to cover the surcharge of the $10,313 for an increase in the chassis and component prices relevant to the purchase of new ambulance, and to cover the difference of $97.80 from the USDA. Entertain a motion to recommend the town council for the approval of the transfer.
So moved.
Second.
Chief?
Keep it short if I can on this one. This is multifaceted, as you see, going back to 2021, USDA application was started and created with the figures with Peg Dean, and she pushed that through. At that point, the grant was approved for a square amount of $86,600, which at that time the town had already previously approved a sum of money of $97.80 short. So there's the $97.80 that we're looking to do, and then over the last several months, there was negotiations from a letter I received from the specialty vehicle on the overage charges. That negotiations took place with the previous town manager and the vendor itself. Out of that negotiations, we agreed at that point to fund the $10,313 with a guarantee that in the next couple of weeks, well, until we receive the ambulance, that we would not get any more surcharge fees whatsoever. So that was the negotiations part of it. So adding those two item numbers together is that with a little bit of research from a previous, I guess there was a sweeper or Councilor Marquetti, was it a sweeper and a bulldozer or something like that? We took it out of the same account that those overages came from through the DPW department probably a few months back.
Discussion.
Yeah, but Chief, you had a contract this company, didn't you?
That's correct.
In that contract, is there a provision that allows them to increase the cost?
There is no provision in there to go either way. It doesn't say you can't, it doesn't say you can. But there was an overage charge.
And if you didn't pay it?
We'd have to not take the ambulance, which was
And the
already
town
2
manager,
years.
the town manager, you said negotiated it?
You negotiated it?
It's a done deal. Mr. Marquetti?
So with this one, and with number 14, shouldn't these have come to the capital planning committee?
See the manager on that one. It's in front of us, and we're gonna take care of it right now. And then if we have any problems, we can make changes later on how we do business. I'm with you.
I didn't know that.
Any other discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Unanimous of all present. Moving on to 18, review and discuss fire department transfer request. $2,600 from the account 001220-51700 salaries and wages / part-time to account 001220-515000 holiday pay to cover the final holidays of 2023. And entertain motion to recommend to the council to approve the transfer.
So moved. Second.
There's a motion by Julian, seconded. This is basically boilerplate, like the, any discussion on this one, or do we, this one's similar to the police overtime? If not, all those in favor? Opposed? Unanimous of all present. Moving on to agenda item number 19. Review and discuss fire department transfer request for $12,000 from account 001220-858-5600 safety equipment to account 001220-527100 uniforms and gear to cover the cost for an immediate need to turn out gear for the new employee. Entertain a motion to recommend to town council the approval of the transfer. Motion?
So moved. Second.
Thank you.
I'm sorry.
I was watching you.
Gee, this is the
Julian.
new guy that just started?
Yes, it is. And another gentleman, previous employee that was identified a few weeks back when he had some issues with not covering his backside when he bent over. So this is actually 2 sets of gear.
Okay.
Safety issue.
Any further questions? All those in favor? Opposed? Unanimous of all present. Moving on to agenda item number 20, review and discuss fire department transfer request for $500 from account 001220-585600 safety equipment to account 001220-27000 rentals and leases to cover costs of rental gear for the new firefighters, and entertain a motion to recommend the council the approval of the transfer.
So moved. Second.
Montague and Julian, discussion, chief.
So this is to send our next recent 2 recruits to the fire academy without sending our really expensive fire gear on their body to get damaged and have to replace that stuff. So this is a rental set of gear that they go there and then they turn it back in after the 10-week program.
Discussion. No discussion, all those in favor? Opposed? Unanimous of all present. Agenda item number 21, review and discuss fire department transfer for $600 from account 00122058-5600 safety equipment to account number 001220-543000 maintenance and improved building to cover emergency repairs to the garage bay door. Entertain a motion to recommend to council the approval of transfer.
So moved. Second.
Who got the second on that? Julian.
Sorry.
Chief?
The Bay 6 garage door had some damage done to it by one of our vehicles. The vehicle did not sustain any damage, but the garage door, the costs were way more than what we expected, so this is to cover the repair bill to get that door up and running. They were there till like 11:30 that night.
Discussion? No discussion, all those in favor? Opposed? Unanimous of all present. Moving on to 22, review and discuss fire department transfer request, $200 from the account 001220-585600 safety equipment to account 001220-525100 maintenance and repair of equipment to cover the cost for flow testing equipment. Entertain a motion to recommend the council to approve the transfer.
So moved. Second.
Montague? Julian, go ahead, chief.
This is to cover the cost of flow testing equipment, which we do on our air packs every year.
We obviously used that account many times during the year, and it just came up $200 short this year to have the official certification of testing completed.
Discussion. No discussion, all those in favor? Opposed? Unanimous of all present. Moving on to agenda item number 23. Review and discuss fire department transfer of $850 from account 001220569000 licenses, permits, and taxes to account 001220585100 furniture, furnishings to cover the cost of new chairs for the kitchen and conference room. Entertain a motion to recommend to town council the approval of the transfer.
So moved. Second.
We got a motion second. Chief?
So as these chairs get used on a very daily basis in the kitchen area, which is also our training room, our on-duty service people, they do take a licking for the kicking. So at this point, these chairs that we're going to be replacing, we're going to take the new ones and take the ones that are upstairs in the conference room with the ones from the kitchen and just bring the kitchen ones upstairs. So this is a kind of like a round robin. The ones in the conference room upstairs are pretty tattered, but this is where we need to go with this. Okay.
Discussion?
How many chairs?
This one's 6. And there's about usually 8 or 10 chairs in the kitchen combined dispatch area.
Discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Unanimous of all present. Agenda item number 24. Review and discuss fire department transfer $550 from the account 001220519300 tuition to account 001220519200 uniform allowance to cover the cost for half of the uniform stipend for the new employee, and entertain a motion to recommend to council the approval of the transfer.
So moved. Second.
Second.
Chief?
This is the most newest employee that we appointed a few weeks back. He on his first paycheck, which will be in June. There is no money in that account right now. He gets, according to the collective bargaining unit, $550 to buy uniforms for the fire department, which he has already. So he'll reimburse himself with this money.
And he'll get the remainder after probation?
Correct.
Is that how it works?
Yes.
Any other discussion? None, all those in favor? Opposed? Unanimous of all present. Moving on to agenda item 25. Review and discuss fire department transfer request $1,000 from account 001220534600 recruitment to account number 001220519200 uniform allowance to cover the cost for call department uniform shirts, and entertain a motion to recommend to the town council approval of the transfer.
So moved.
Second.
Chief?
So this is, we haven't bought uniforms or reissued uniforms to the call department in probably 2 years now. Doing the new uniform allowance, at this point, I think it's time to update, get them some new t-shirts because they're looking pretty ragged. And because of the way Ms. Harnoy's put together the article number 24, that is particular only to the full-time uniform allowance. So I'd like to try to get these guys some new better looking uniforms.
And again, I'm voting in favor of this. This is one of those items that should be in the budget in the beginning of the year. Look at it. If you need it, put it in. I don't think there's anybody on council that would disagree with it, just a formatting of the budget. Any other discussion? If not, all those in favor? Opposed? Unanimous of all present. Moving on to 26, review and discuss the fire department transfer request of $100 from the account 001220585600 safety equipment to the account 001220545000 janitorial housekeeping to cover costs of additional needs of janitorial supplies for FY23, and entertain a motion to recommend to the council the approval of the transfer.
So moved. Second.
Go ahead, Chief.
This is to cover the costs for paper towels, toilet paper, toilet bowl cleaner, to get us through the end of the year.
Okay, got it. Any discussion? If not, all those in favor? Opposed? Unanimous, all present. The other one should have been under the budget, put a little more in there. Number 27, motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Shouldn't you adjourn?
Second.
Seconded by, all in favor? Unanimous, all present.